Good day, everybody. Welcome to the 27th of August, 2025. I'm Connor McIver. This is your real estate update. We had a major dip here in real estate listings. I'm surprised we were over 800 just about 3 weeks ago. And currently, as of right now, this is 8:26 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, August 27th, 2025. We have 753 total active listings on the Santa Clarita market for sale. Now, these are going to consist between single family residences, condominiums, townhomes, all active inventory. Of those, we have 10 properties that haven't been released officially onto the resale market, and you can find those if you want to go to SantaClaritaComingSoon.com. SantaClaritaComingSoon.com. That's only by email. You can't get those listings anywhere else just because the MLS prohibits the publication of those because they're listed as coming soon. A listing agent, if you happen to be working with one, they might talk to you about potentially pre-marketing your listing, where basically they give access to all the agents that have clients looking for a property just like yours prior to it to hit the MLS, and that supersedes and goes past the syndication sites where they don't see it. So the Zillows, Realtor.coms, Redfins, all of these different websites out there that are basically used to get your information right and sell that to real estate agents. These systems don't see it. You can only get it via email. No joke. I know that sounds self-serving, but it's absolutely true. That's the rules in place. And these listings come directly from the multiple listing service. Now, as you can see, there's 10 currently in the coming soon realm. So if you were to ask your agent, say, hey, listen, can you just send me all the coming soon listings for the city of Valencia or the city of Saugus, city of Canyon Country, whatever it may be, it's not going to be overwhelming. In fact, even in that regard, you wouldn't really have to curtail the search. Now, if an agent's doing the due diligence, more than likely that search will be dialed in. So you're only going to see coming soon listings that pertain to the variables you like: number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, square footage of the house, number of rooms in of itself, a larger yard, smaller yard, condo, townhome, whatever configuration happens to be. But then you'll see those specifically. If you don't have an agent, hit me up, SantaClaritaComingSoon.com. I'll be more than happy to send those to you. Now, the other real estate information, last 7 days, the market snapshot, 7 coming soon, 69 properties had their prices changed. That's actually a lot lower than we've been seeing for in a weekly basis. Price changes 80, and that's also lower than we've been seeing in the last few weeks. Back on market properties, 32. That's about average. Active under contract properties, 32 as well. 55 pending, 56 sold this week in Santa Clarita Valley. That's somewhat normal. Expired 11, canceled 25, 13 have been put on hold, 9 have withdrawn. Now, this is the time in the real estate market where things might start to slow just a little bit because school's back in session. Whether you have kids or not, doesn't matter. Schools are a big deal for those areas where they're in competition with the greater, larger metropolitan type schools, because it seems like in Santa Clarita, if you look at the scores on greatschools.net and some of these other systems, it looks like we have a lot more blue ribbon schools here in Santa Clarita Valley. And in fact, I talked to a lot of clients that have kids. They're even relocating out here from Los Angeles. They don't mind the extra, 20, 30 minutes on commute so they can at least not have to pay for private schools. And then also the price point of residential real estate would be less here. And you might get a different kind of an area that might scream, I'm a little safer. And you would want to follow that up with wherever you're going to buy. The tip for the day: wherever you're going to buy real estate, make sure you follow it up with that local law enforcement agency and find out what's going on in the neighborhood. I was LAPD a long time. It's important for you to call and find out what's happening. Just give them the property address. I would do this kind of at that moment you're negotiating with the seller after you write that offer, or maybe just call in general and say, hey, what do you think about this neighborhood? I'm interested in a house in this area. More than likely the deputy, and that's Santa Clarita Valley, we're run by the deputy, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. They're going to be very nice. They're going to more than likely help you out. And if the deputy answering the phone can help, sometimes those are volunteers. Sometimes they're not allowed to say certain things. It depends. They might transfer you to the detective or what LAPD had, a senior lead officer. I'm not sure what they call it in the deputy world, but it would basically be a deputy or a detective that kind of monitored a particular area, almost like they were responsible for the things that occurred, so they can then coordinate strategies if there happens to be some kind of an issue in those particular neighborhoods that are crime related, those sorts of things. So that's where I would go with that. And of course, everything else you'll find at SantaClaritaOpenHouses.com. I hope your Wednesday is utterly fantastic. Today's day 4 of a longer fast. I usually do that once a year. So we'll see where that goes, but feeling strong currently. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. I'm Connor with Honor. We'll see you in the next one. When you're ready, you want to get me on a Zoom meeting, go to ZoomMeSCV.com. ZoomMeSCV.com. Be more than happy to get you on my calendar, and we can then discuss your real estate desires, dealings, whatever it may be. We'll strategize a good game plan for you so you don't make mistakes. Be well. I'll talk to you soon. And as always, thank you for watching.